Guys, today we have a 2014 Toyota Tundra. This is V8 big engine, and this is 1794 edition, as you can see right there. And we're going to be replacing the front brake pads and rotors. These are the TRD. These are special brakes, and the shocks are leaking on this. This is my friend Winnie's car, so he'll see, you know, both shocks are leaking, and I'll let him know about that. All right, guys, so here's the rotor for this car. There's some part numbers here. There's a lot of part numbers here. You can look at it. You can find it online if you need to. All right, just go through the numbers right there. TRD brake. All right, this is front left rotor. The part number is PTR0934072. all right. And when you're installing these brakes, make sure you follow that letter on it, right? So left is different, right is different. I got the right one over there. All right, guys. Also, let me show you the brake pads. All right, guys, here's the brake pads that you're gonna need. This is the part number on it, PTR0934071. all right. And there's a whole bunch of other numbers if you need to know. All right, guys. And we got this from the Toyota dealer. They come nicely packed. All right, guys, there we have it. And we're gonna install this pads and rotors step by step. I'll show you. And I'm gonna be removing number 12 right here, and then there's a number 10 right back over here. There's a number 10 bolt right back there. All right, the reason why I want to remove this is because I'm gonna lift this caliper up, and I'm gonna put it right up here. All right, guys, so let me get my tools and I'm gonna come right back. All right, guys, I got my tools and I'm ready to do this job. So let's start off by removing the number 10, which is right back over here. All right, by removing this number 10 is gonna give me some it's gonna let me free play on the ABS cable. I was looking for my words, you know. Alright, so give me a few seconds. Once this is out, we'll continue. Alright, there's the number 10. Put it somewhere safe. And right below that, in the back, you're gonna see a small little clip, which is for that, also for the ABS cable. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to release the ABS cable. This is the clip that I'm removing right now. So this cable is out of the way, all right? But because what we're gonna do is this whole cable, this flexible line, because this is not flexible, right? Flexible line ends over here. We don't want to damage that. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do next is I have a number 12 here. I'm gonna remove that number 12 right there. Sometimes this breaks, so take it easy, you know. There you go. It came out pretty easy. If it was a few more year old truck, this bolt would have been broken already. All right, so you need to heat it. Just be careful with the ABS cable and the flexible brake line. All right, guys, these brake pads are chewed up already. All right, he has maxed out his brake pads, so they're cutting the rotor. All right, guys, and after that you should be able to remove this just like that. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna remove the number 17 bolts in the back. Hopefully I'm able to face my camera and the camera can see it pretty good. All right, let's see right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. All right, guys, so let's remove the top bolt first. Alright, guys, I got the top bolt out, but I'm gonna leave a couple of threads on because it's gonna hold it for me. All right, so I'm all the way in the bottom now. I'm gonna remove the bottom bolt, which is all the way down there, but I don't know if the camera can see, but the caliper, you know, it always has 2 bolts. So let me try to get it in this angle. Let me see if I can face the camera down a little bit so you guys can see right down here. Alright, guys, don't be afraid of this job. This is not a big job. You just need to pay attention to everything that you're doing. So right down here, I took off the 17 from all the way in the bottom right here. All right, that's a 17, and there's a 17 on the top. Let's put these both to the side. And this caliper is, the brakes are holding on to this. So use a pry bar like such as this. Let me bring my camera back out. So I'll put my camera here next, and I'll bring my light this way also. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to push the caliper piston back a little bit so it can give me free play, all right? So I am able to maneuver this caliper and the brakes off the rotor. So let me do a little bit more. I'm sorry about wiggly camera, but I'm trying to just keep it close as possible so everyone can see it. Let me go down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So all I'm doing is I'm trying to grab that brake pad and pushing it back, all right? I have a fat pry bar, but if you have something skinny like a screwdriver, that will make it a lot easier, right? Now I'm gonna take off that bolt. I told you I left a couple of threads on. Alright, I'm gonna go get number 17 because it's a little rough. So I'll be right back. Let me walk over there. Alright guys, so I got me number 17 here. I was gonna reconnect the lines for the impact gun. So let me take this off by hand next. I'm gonna show you guys up to the end, all right? So you guys know what you're doing, how to take this off. This is like 6-piston caliper, so don't be afraid of it, you know. How I'm gonna remove that, how I'm gonna compress that. Okay, so I got the bolt out almost. There it is. I'll just put it next to the other one. They're both the same bolts. And next, we should be able to get this caliper out. And there we have it, guys. Everything fell apart. Pay attention to these little plates. You're gonna reuse these plates. Just clean them off and put some grease on this. All right, guys. So here's the brake pad. This is the brake pad on this side. Let me go up a little bit with my camera. So again, guys, I got my caliper over here. Let me bring the camera up to give a better view. Alright, there it is, guys. So this plate goes in first and then the brake pad, alright? We're gonna reuse this because this does not come with the new brake pads. And this is on the outside. And then you see these brakes, they're done. Alright guys, they're finished, alright? And there's another backing plate here. Alright guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this brake in, alright? Because we are gonna compress those pistons back in. They're out to the maximum point, alright? Mr. Vinny, you was driving too far on this. And I'll put this. I'm not gonna bother putting the plate right now. So let me line all this, guys. And I'll bring out my camera. It's hot today, hot day, guys. Alright guys, pay attention to this part. It's very critical here. This is where you don't want to damage the customer's caliper. So what we're gonna do is, you need a special tool for this, alright? But if you don't have that, you need a C-clamp such as this. So what you do is, you're gonna put a piece of paper here, and you're gonna grab this, alright? Just like that, alright? And you're gonna need another C-clamp to grab the other side. But do put a piece of paper at the end so it doesn't damage the caliper. So what I'll do is, let me set this up, guys, and then we're gonna push these pistons back into their spot, alright? Alright guys, give me a moment. It's gonna be a little silent, but I gotta take this to the spot that I need. Like I said, guys, you're gonna compress both of these, both sides together, right? You can't just do one, because the piston will shoot out. Now you're gonna have a leaking brake fluid. Now you're gonna bleed and everything. All right, guys. So make sure your brakes are in proper spot, because if they're not gonna squeeze in there. All right, so this one is not in there. Let me realign this brake pad. Mr. Vinny, my friend, went too far on these brakes. All the pistons are shooting out. Alright guys, so I'm having trouble with one side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to try to put the C-clamp on the opposite side, because I'm having trouble with this and I don't want to make the job bigger than what it already is. You know, this is not a small job. You need to have patience and work it right. Alright guys, so I got this in perfect spot right now, and I'm gonna push up that letter. Brake pad is not going into the groove where I want it to go. There it is. Let me see if I can compress it a little bit now. There you go. It's in, guys. It's going in. Alright, now you don't need to do it together, because this side the pistons are held in place. Alright guys, so now I'm able to compress them both in together if you like. Once they're flush, you just stop there. Alright guys, guys, there I have it. And just one thing I want to let you know, like my C-clamp ended there. If you need to, you could put something behind it, like another brake pad. And let me get one and I'll show you exactly what you need to do if that occurs. So my brake pad, my C-clamp didn't have enough space, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that C-clamp come back out. I'm gonna put this in between to grab that, to eliminate that little gap. Because you do want to get the pistons all the way in, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to put the new brake pads in and it won't go onto the rotor because there's not enough clearance. Alright guys, you see that? No damage to the caliper, right? And we'll take this over to this other side. I'm not going to be recording the other side because I'm only going to be showing you one side, and I'm sure you can follow the other side. Alright guys, now I need to somehow, some way pull out this brake pad. Guys, so got one brake pad out, I got the other brake pad out. Guys, if you're doing this job, just do it right the first time. Take your sweet time. You know, if this is your customer, you're charging them, make sure you clean it up and you lubricate everything. This thing has a lot of metal on it because he broke everything in there. All right, the shims and everything. Alright guys, so it's not going to be 100% clean, but get all the debris out of there, all the dirt. You don't want to redo the same job just because you didn't clean it. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is, give me a moment, I'm going to go get some grease and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing next. Before me getting the grease, I'm going to bang this rotor out, right? I'm gonna see if I can get it on the camera so you guys can see. This rotor is pretty much seized in there. It's not coming out that easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a hammer and I'm gonna just hammer the crap out of this. There you go. And the rotor, make sure your caliper is not gonna bother it. And the rotor should come on just like that. You see, look at that. Look at the condition of this rotor. He's been eating this rotor. Alright guys, next what I'm gonna do is make sure you clean this hub with a wire brush. Get all the dirt, debris out of it, because if you don't, you might have a pulsation in the pedal. It's gonna act as if your rotor is warped. Even if it's a small little chunk of it just sitting there, it will cause trouble, alright guys? So all you need is a soft wire brush. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go get some grease. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take some grease. I'm gonna put it around this hub, alright? This is gonna let the rotor sit properly and flush. Alright guys. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go over to my rotor and I'm gonna clean the rotor. I'll show you that exactly how I'm doing it. I got my rotor here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna spray it with the brake parts cleaner. They usually put some type of chemical like a oil or grease, some type of material to prevent this from this rotor from rusting. If you don't clean this, the truck is not gonna stop, right? Because the friction and the grease on it is gonna make the rotor slip, right? Give it a good, nice and good clean, and we're ready to put this thing on the car, on the truck, I guess. That's what we're gonna call it, truck. Guys, we're gonna put this rotor on this hub. Grab one of the lug nuts. So what we're gonna do here is you're gonna take your rotor, put it through the studs. It's gonna go right in. You're gonna take your lug nut. Just put one lug nut. What it's gonna do is it's gonna hold the rotor in place so it doesn't wiggle around, because you need to get that thing in there perfectly. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna do next is, guys, now is the time where we're gonna put the brake pads in. First we'll clean this, alright? So just use a blade or something, or wire brush. Alright, clean all the dirt off this. Same thing on the other one. Right and left is the same, alright, so you shouldn't be able to mess this up. They're the same plates. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take some grease here, alright? This is where the pistons, you can see the spots for the pistons, alright? Just put some little light grease coating, and then take my camera up so you can see exactly where I'm going to be putting this thing in, alright? Alright guys, here it goes. So we're going to take this shim, we're going to put that in, alright? And that grease is going to help us hold it in spot. I'm trying to get the second one in. So take some grease wherever the pistons are. If you want it all over, it's up to you. You can put it all over, no problem, no worries. Just don't get any brake grease onto where the brakes are gonna be sitting onto that. Don't get the grease onto the surface where it's gonna meet the rotor, right guys? All right, now I'm gonna unpack these brakes. All 4 pads should be same size, all right? So what we'll do next is we'll take our brake pad. All right, I'm gonna show you a small little thing I'm gonna do. Take a little bit of grease, put it to where the brakes are gonna be riding on the caliper. All right, and then we'll take our brake pad. We'll slide in the brake pad, guys, all right? Should go in smooth, all right? Just like that. So this job is pretty much almost done, all right? Now we're just reversing everything after here, from here on. Take your brake pad. Make sure you get it nice and flush. There you go, guys. Bring my camera in a lower angle now. And I'm gonna be putting this caliper into its spot. And now hopefully everyone can see it. Alright guys, at this point make sure your line doesn't twist. So since I picked up this caliper and I did that to it, I'm gonna reverse it the same way. Alright guys, and grab one of your bolts in your hand, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this bolt in and you're gonna tighten it in here. Alright, one here, one on the other side. Alright guys, here goes nothing. Hopefully there's enough clearance for the rotor to go right through. Alright guys, here it is. I'm gonna move my light on this side so I can see, because I need to see, you know. And what I'll do is I'll take my bolt. Only if I had 3 hands, you know, at this point. Alright guys, there it is. I don't need to hold it no more. I'm going to put the bottom bolt in. Don't tighten these bolts unless you have threads in and you caught the threads. Make sure both of your brake pads are in there. I have seen where the brake pads was backwards or one was missing. That'd be hard to believe, but I have seen it, you know. Alright, I'll tighten it next. Alright guys, I dropped my ratchet, but that's fine. So I got this bolt in, this bolt in. I'm gonna tighten those next. But before that, let me complete this video and make sure. Alright, so this is the line I was talking about. Make sure you don't bend it in like a twist it, because if you do twist it, it's gonna pinch the line. All right, so, and this is the line we wanted to avoid bending and putting any stress to this ABS cable. Right, so you're gonna take number 12. You're gonna put the number 12 in. All right guys, make sure you put that little clip in there for the ABS cable. And then we have number 12, number 10 here. Alright guys, you're not going to be seeing me tighten these bolts, guys. But pretty much it's done, alright? The job is completed, alright? So make sure all your bolts are tight. This is number 10 is tight. This number 12 is tight. The clip is in for the ABS cable down here. The 17 on the top of the caliper and 17 on the bottom is all tight, guys. And we're done, guys. And I'll show you once I'm all completed.